कहीं वह बेकल भी था लक़ब था वो गुलाम
Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome. You are listening to Revive FM 94.0. You are live also on Minhaj Welfare Foundation on our Facebook and our YouTube. Today we have a very special program, very special broadcast. Today's program is all about project impact. We're going to find out what it is, what it details, and exactly what it is. And we also have the project lead here to tell us. So we'll hear from her directly, her vision, the nitty gritty, what exactly it's about. We'll ask her some questions as well. Today's program, we want it to be as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions, anything you want to add, please do drop a comment on Minhaj Welfare Foundation's Facebook or YouTube live stream. Also, you can comment on Revive FM's YouTube and Facebook as well. Okay, you can also call in, and the number for that is 0333 444 0940. That's 0333 444 0940. We'd love to hear from yourselves. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce my lovely guest here today. So we have Sister Maryam Khan here with us. She is a rehabilitation engineer currently working for the NHS. She's a graduate of medical engineering from the University of Bradford. And that's not all there is to Maryam Khan. She's very active in all in all ways. If you know Maryam, there's nothing that she doesn't do. She is very active in our local Minhaj Sisters platform. Not local, sorry. National, to be honest, I should say Maryam's national. She is active in Bradford and Newcastle. I'm hoping that's correct. Yes. Okay. She's also been a keen supporter of Minhaj Welfare Foundation for many years. She's taken part in our challenges, and I believe she was part of our first ever skydive as well. So we'll hear all about that later. So, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Maryam. How are you today?
Wa alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah. I am well. How are you?
All good, all good. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming onto our show here today. I believe it was quite a trek for yourself. Where did you come in from?
I came from Bradford.
Acha.
But before that, I came from Newcastle. So
Okay.
I do work there,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, as well as a rehabilitation engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a trek today, but at least the weather's nice.
Yes.
Pakistan were playing as well. I wasn't sure of the outcome.
Uh-huh. What's the score right now? Hey,
well. Oh, I'm
Is it
nervous to
looking
check.
good?
I feel like it's
Okay, no, that's fair, no problem. I'm not a cricket fan at all, though. I'll just let you know that I don't understand it at all.
I just got a message saying that England won.
England won.
But we're the best team, and that's what I always say.
Okay, no problem, no problem. No, that's good. That's fair enough. Next time, inshallah. So thank you for coming in, Maryam, and for yourself, traveling in from afar is not a problem at all. The little that I know you enjoy these kind of shenanigans.
I do enjoy traveling.
Maybe a bit too much. I've not met anyone that enjoys traveling this much. Polar opposite. You have to pay me to get out the house or any of that kind. I am happy in the four walls of my home. So we'll have a very interesting conversation today. Just a reminder, it's about Project Impact. It's an initiative, a very nice initiative launched by Minhaj Welfare Foundation, and Sister Maryam here is the deployment coordinator. So we'll hear from her now. Maryam, so this show is dedicated to this one project. Do you want to give us a little bit of a brief? Do you want to explain slightly what this project is, just so we can get into this a little?
Yeah, firstly, again, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Project Impact is exactly what it says in the title. It's a project that is going to have an impact, a huge impact. We're traveling to Pakistan, and inshallah as well, this will be expanding. We're traveling to Pakistan. We're visiting the heart of Minhaj Welfare Foundation, where it all started. We're visiting all the amazing projects that Minhaj Welfare Foundation have continued to support. And
okay, no, that's great. That's great to hear. And so previously, I believe this was labeled as a deployment. And I think when people hear the word deployment, they get a bit put off. They get a bit scared. And now it's under the banner of Project Impact. So no, that's great. That's great. So give us details of what this exactly is. So will it be a tour? Will you be volunteering? What exactly will...
Well, you mentioned the word deployment. I actually really like the word deployment. I know for some people it can be a bit of an off-putting word.
Okay.
But it's like sending soldiers abroad. That's what people kind of picture.
Sending, yes. When you hear the word, they're being deployed out there.
Our volunteers are soldiers. The people that are made it so difficult to, especially in this day and age, especially in the society, to find the time and to raise the funds to go and support these wonderful young children that we have in the orphan care home, to go and visit the various projects. Traveling to another country for a lot of people is daunting in itself.
Of course.
So
even though there's a strong kind of second, third generation Pakistani diaspora here, a lot of them, they don't actually go very often back to Pakistan. If I just speak about myself, I don't really have much family in Pakistan. I mean, the little that I have, they probably won't like that I'm saying that. But there's no real, there's no kind of call for me to go to Pakistan. I don't feel that in me. But when I've seen these videos from the previous deployment, when I've seen your videos as well, that's one thing that kind of does call me over to Pakistan. It makes me want to go there, even though it's not something that I've ever thought I'd wanted to do.
For me personally, I'm very connected to the culture. Like, I have been visiting as I was growing up as well. We've always been on family holidays. And I understand for some people it might not have been the best experience, but the nice thing about going on this deployment, you're going for a reason. You've got a meaning behind your visit, and I feel like it just makes it more heartwarming, and it gives more of a motivation behind the reason of visiting as well, but also experiencing the culture maybe in a way that you haven't seen it before. So I did notice a huge cultural difference as well between previous visits that I had been on as well. And it did open my eyes every single time I go on a visit. As a traveler as well, you do kind of notice these small differences as you go along. So it's nice noticing these differences and changes as you're getting older as well, opening your eyes to a whole new perspective.
No, definitely. And no, that's great to hear. So this deployment, this trip, this tour, this volunteering opportunity, I guess, who would you advertise this for? Who would you say that these are people that definitely should come? They shouldn't miss out on this opportunity.
I would say anyone and everyone,
especially
the people that are already familiar with the Aghosh orphan care projects, the people that have been the backbone at the foundations, you can say, of building the actual buildings, donating, that have always been supporters, seeing the hard work and the efforts come to life. That's the most incredible feeling. You mentioned the skydive.
Yes, tell us about that.
So back in 2012, it was actually for my 16th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And I really, really wanted to do a skydive. My parents were totally against it. So whilst we did the skydive, my dad was reading the novel at the bottom.
Of course.
He was crying the whole time. But again, the motivation behind that was fundraising for the Aghosh Orphan Care Project. So I did get my brother involved. We happen to have the same birthday. He is a year older than me, so he's like, if Maryam's doing it, I have to do it.
Oh, I like it.
But alhamdulillah, we raised money for the project, and it was an insane feeling. And then having the chance to go and visit the actual orphan care home in 2018 and seeing the fruits of the labor. I mean, jumping out of a plane, it wasn't much labor. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend that as well to everybody. But it was a lot of fun at the time. But then, growing up and then seeing the fruits of the labor, all the money that we fundraised, and seeing that actually come to life, it was a different, overwhelming, emotional feeling altogether. It was an incredible feeling.
No, I think that's beautiful what you've just said there, Maryam, and the fact that this is a project that you've fundraised for on your 16th birthday. Not many 16-year-olds at that time are actively doing.
Can I just say, it's very difficult to raise money when you're a 16-year-old because not a lot of people around you have a lot of money.
Exactly. They're like, bro, we need to fundraise for ourselves. What are you doing? No, but that's beautiful to hear that at that age, you took this upon yourself, and through your participation, your brother became involved as well. He took this. He's like, no, even though it was a bit of competition, I'm sure a bit of sibling rivalry, but no, that's beautiful to hear that through your involvement, he also
on the day he also decided he has to be the first one to jump out of the plane as well. He's going to listen back.
Push him out.
Listen back to this and he's going to deny it all. We'll see.
But no, that's beautiful. And it's beautiful to hear that now, however many years ago that was, you are now leading the project, taking people over.
12 years later.
12 years later. And I think that's amazing. And I think that's kind of the story here for a lot of people. If I just speak about myself, I've been volunteering I'm working here as a social engagement coordinator, but previously for around 2 years before that, I was volunteering. I used to be part of the call center. And when you're there, you're taking those donation calls. You can't really visualize the impact that you're making on the beneficiary side. You don't see it at all, I'll be honest. You've just taken the donation. Yeah, you feel good for a little bit, but you don't hear about it from the other side. So I think it's very important for anyone who's affiliated with Minhaj Welfare Foundation to take this opportunity and to not just donate and leave it there. No, you should take advantage of this. You should see exactly where your donations are going and the impact of it.
That's what it's about, project impact. But like you mentioned, it's so incredibly important to build that emotional connection as well.
Yeah.
I'd say for any charity, for any project, for anything that you have motivation for, seeing it through, it kind of embeds a seed in within you, is growing, and it keeps growing. That motivation will keep growing if you just remain steadfast as well. There's loads of obstacles that come on the way, but alhamdulillah, like the fruits, honestly, they're so worth it, and they're so beautiful.
No, definitely. And I think we should take some time to appreciate the efforts of some of our key supporters. I think we definitely need to shout out Minhaj Women League.
Oh, yes.
They have been at the forefront of this project. They have been championing it for a very long time. And it's not a new project. Next year will be the 20th anniversary for Aghosh. Wow. That just shows you the kind of timeline that we're looking at. And just to put it into perspective, we have individuals who entered Aghosh when it was first inaugurated who have now graduated.
They've graduated. This was one of the beauty of the trip that I just recently went on as well, which I will discuss in further detail. But seeing how and hearing about those children entering the orphan care homes at such a young age, they were the ones that were leading the tours when I went there.
Oh, wow.
They were the ones that were doing the photography, the social media. They were at the forefront, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Not only the males, the females, they were so empowered and they were so confident. And it was just so beautiful to see that, especially as you mentioned, it's the efforts of all these forums.
Yes, no doubt.
Like you said, the Minhaj Women's League, they've been working so tirelessly as well. And the amount of fundraising and efforts that have gone into this, everyone who has been a part of it and every single donor and supporter deserves, huge thank you.
No, definitely. And of course, the members of Minhaj al-Quran and brothers from MMG and Minhaj sisters as well, they have also taken it upon themselves as well. It's as if it's a duty for them to fundraise as if, it's for their own children. They've taken it like that. And it's got to the point now where we've launched a project for Minhaj Orphan Care Complex, which is kind of a more developed version of Aghosh. So no, it's great that we are at this stage now where we're not just currently supporting the children at Aghosh, but we're looking to take this further and support even more children, because with Pakistan, there's no shortage of children that need this support. So only with the support of our supporters in here, we're able to do that. So
exactly,
yeah. That's it's really great, and we wouldn't be able to do that without them. So definitely, I think it's a call to them as well to join this tour, this trip, this deployment. You don't want to miss this once in a life opportunity. And I'm sure, Maryam, you've spoken to, this will be the second trip that we're taking. Were you part of the initial trip?
I was not a part of the initial trip. I really, really wished I could have gone, but alas.
Did you want to go to that trip?
I really wanted to go, but I work for the NHS and annual leave.
Okay.
I think a lot of people might be able to relate to me on this.
Yes.
But alhamdulillah, this year, as soon as I got my annual leave allowance, it was the first week that I booked off for myself.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and this was before I actually kind of was immersed into this role. So you can tell how excited I was. But I feel like it was so important, so vital, even from the start when these projects started, to have the opportunity for us, for anyone in the UK, Europe and America as well, for them to go and see these amazing projects.
So it's open for not just those in the UK, it's open to the global market.
Exactly.
Okay. No, that's really good to hear. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about this isn't your first stint with Minhaj Welfare Foundation. You've been involved from the get-go.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to just explain or maybe give us an idea of the other fundraising or community-based efforts that you've been involved with?
Well, I'm based in Bradford.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of effort from different forums in Bradford. So it's kind of something that I've grown up with.
Okay.
Which has been really refreshing, especially when you get involved at such a young age. But it's just an incredible feeling, especially when you're at these events, when you're fundraising, when you've got volunteers, especially when they're around the same age, you're making connections, you're making friends, you have a common interest. And even that growing up with that connection with the society and community around you is so vital, it's so important. But now having the opportunity, like I said, 12 years ago, I did the skydive, and like alhamdulillah, I'm taking volunteers abroad with Minhaj Welfare Foundation. Amazing. And for me personally, that's such a huge, like I'm still processing it. I still can't believe it. So with taking on this role in particular, I'm already a huge fan of traveling.
Yes.
I remember when I was first asked if I'd like to take on the role, like, Maryam, do you like traveling?
That's a big part of the role.
I remember how exactly I was approached. And it was a bit of coyness to it. Like, Maryam, you like traveling, don't you? Like, yes, I do like traveling.
Who did that, hey?
I still remember that day. But it was really refreshing, and having the opportunity and seeing how, I think, growing up with the team as well, knowing who's a part of the team and having that connection. One thing I've personally really like is how the female involvement has really, really grown. And this is one thing I'm a huge advocate for. I thought I was being, when I initially joined, I thought it's going to be difficult because it's going to be mostly males, and then going to Pakistan as well. It's a bit of like a male-dominated society. But when I visited recently, I felt so unbelievably comfortable. Everybody around me, there was females all the time. The women, especially, we're going to visit the projects, talking more about the projects actually. I felt like I saw more from the women's side, and I saw more accomplishments from the women than I did the men.
That's good.
So it was absolutely incredible. Just talking to like the young girls and the aspirations that they had as well in the orphan care home, and then on the other hand, seeing the mothers that take care of the young girls and seeing the aspirations that they still had as well, and looking at the wonderful facilities that they were staying in, and seeing the wonderful accomplishments as well.
Yes.
Like the Fizul Quran project, just going to visit that and seeing how many females were involved with that. I honestly speaking, I felt a sense of shame. I felt, honestly, in my head, I was just thinking, how much empowerment do we have in the UK? Yet these girls, these women in Pakistan, they're way ahead of us. They're way beyond us within their maturity, within their years, within their education.
That's true.
And I feel like this is the bare minimum that I can do to support them.
Oh.
No, I might have gone off the track there. But
No.
Once I get going, I'll just get going.
That's exactly what we want to hear. We want to hear kind of the inspiration, the vision that you have. And of course, you've just mentioned a little bit about your trip to Pakistan. We'll definitely want to hear a little bit more about that after the break. We'll delve into that, how it was after going to Pakistan and taking a tour of the projects, stepping in the shoes of the deployees. So inshallah, we're just going to take a small break and we'll be right back. Thank you very much.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
With UK Export Finance, I'm fulfilling more export orders from around the world with working capital support.
Export insurance means I'll get paid when exporting to challenging markets.
At UK Export Finance, we believe no viable UK export should fail for lack of finance or insurance. Between 2022 and 2023, we provided £6.5 billion of government-backed trade finance to support UK exports. Learn how we could help you win export contracts, fulfill orders, and get paid. Search UK Export Finance today.
तकरीबन 60 मिलियन प्राइमरी स्कूल जाने वाले बच्चे इस वक्त स्कूल में दाखिल नहीं हैं। मयारी तालीम की फराहमी से पसमानदा बच्चों को गुर्बत के मुसलसल चक्कर से बचने का मुसावी मौका मिल सकता है। इस रमजान आइए आपके ताउन से इस बात को यकीनी बनाएं कि हर बच्चे को मयारी तालीम हासिल करने का मौका मिलेगा। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन के जरिए बच्चे की तालीम को स्पॉन्सर करें। बस हमारे मकामी दफ्तर 12 कार रोड, नेल्सन, BB9 7JS पर तशरीफ लाएं। हमें 01282 723 455 पर कॉल करें या हमारी वेबसाइट www.minhajwelfare.org पर देखें। ताज़ा तरीन वीडियोस और अपडेट्स के लिए फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम और ट्विटर पर जुड़े रहें।
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively, call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Minhaj Sisters UK are proud to host their biannual retreat Al Tazkiyah 2024 from the 15th of November to the 17th of November. This year, the retreat will take place in Yarnfield Training and Conference Centre at Stoke-on-Trent. We are pleased to announce that we will be joined by Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri, President of Minhaj Women League UK, who will be our special guest for 3 days. Join us for an inspirational and fun-packed weekend. To find out more, please visit our website www.altazkiyah.com.
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to a special broadcast hosted live on Revive FM 94.0 and Minhaj Welfare Foundation. You are listening to Ayman Anwar. We have a very special guest with us today, Sister Maryam Khan from Bradford. Sorry. And please do drop your comments on Facebook, on YouTube. We're having a look through them. Thank you so much for the support. Please do forward this over to your friends, your family. We'd love to hear more from yourselves. We'd love to have more interaction. You can also call in on 0333 444 0940. That's 0333 444 0940. I don't sound so sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the line. Okay, now you can see us. So sorry. Okay, so Maryam, how are you enjoying this show so far? Is it your first time on radio?
It is my first time on the radio.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. So thank you so much for kind of introducing. No, it's good. It's good. Okay, sorry. Yes, so thank you so much for introducing Project Impact. And I just want to hear a little bit more now about your recent trip to Pakistan. So I heard that you when did you go to Pakistan? If you could just remind me.
It was just a month ago, actually.
Just a month ago.
I was having a
okay.
look through my calendar. Since I've been back, I've been missing Pakistan so much.
Really?
Yes, I feel like this trip that I had to Pakistan, just purely because of the trip to Lahore and visiting the projects, it was
Okay.
such a huge highlight.
Okay.
And like I said before about having the emotional connection, definitely built an emotional connection this time.
Okay.
Especially, as I said, when you get older, you get a bit emotional. You start thinking
You
about
do,
things.
You do. I don't like the fact that even I've got a bit more emotional as I've gotten older. I did not think that would happen, but hey ho, you get older. So I want to hear a little bit about your trip. So obviously, as deployment coordinator, you didn't go there just to, have fun or have a look at the sites. You went there as a manager. You went to oversee the projects, to put yourself in the shoes of the deployees, to see exactly the trip, how you would coordinate it.
Still have to have a little bit of fun. You have to balance things.
Not at all allowed. Sorry.
No.
No, of course. And I myself, I work for Minhaj Welfare Foundation, but I've not been to deployment. And I want to hear exactly from yourself, what projects did you visit there? What can we expect for this upcoming deployment?
You can expect a lot.
Oh.
Well, just arriving there, I feel like because I hadn't been since 2018, so I did go and visit all the projects of Minhajul Quran. So starting off at the main center, the main headquarters, visiting the Gosha Darood room, where literally Darood is read 24/7, 365. It was absolutely incredible. It's such an incredible, peaceful place. Visiting there and being in that environment, which is going to be one of the highlights on our tour, inshallah. Visiting some places that I'd never seen before, actually. So we got to visit the Minhaj TV studios.
Oh, okay.
So where the whole green screen is, I found that really cool. I found that really interesting. Visiting all the places where all the research is conducted, the Frida Millard Research Institute, which again was such an eye-opener. My sister and my brother-in-law were there as well at the time. So it was really refreshing, and it was a really nice opportunity for them to see it as well, since they had never seen that side of things as well. Seeing again the improvements, I have to say, to the Aghosh care home since I last went. So since 2018, and you can really tell that the money is being spent really well. The living quarters and living facilities of these children was second to none. It was up to a really high standard, and I'm really glad I got to go visit. When we went into the headquarters, one thing I really, really liked, and especially being so involved with, various projects across the UK, and visiting various Minhajul Quran centres as well, all across the UK. They had a big, massive screen in the headquarters, in the main office, and seeing all the projects and the events that I had attended, and seeing all the centres and everyone's pictures on there as well. The UK centres, So there was a special presentation for the UK centres, and it showed projects all across the world as well, again, which was really incredible to see. So our efforts go recognised as well. So that was really nice to see. Everyone that I met, everyone that I came across was so incredibly friendly. Everybody kind of knew why I was there as well. So there was a bit of an excitement, excited aura.
A little bit of buzz. Hey, that Maryam Khan is on the ground. I like it.
I mean, having a drone and a cameraman following you gives you buzz. But if anyone has already seen the videos as well that are on social media regarding my visit, I have been getting a lot of feedback over the last few weeks as well. People have seen the videos and said my videos are really inspiring, hopefully more inspiring than I'm being today. So I usually really struggle to speak to people, especially on camera. It's a very nerve-wracking thing to do. So having that positive feedback, knowing that I've had a positive impact on other people, is really incredible. But if you haven't seen it already, definitely go visit the Facebook page, Minhaj Welfare Foundation, or the Instagram page, Minhaj Welfare Official, and you can scroll through and you can see through in the reels. So there's some really nice drone footage in some of them as well.
Yes. No, definitely. I would definitely second that, to definitely have a look at the footage from Maryam's recent trip, and of course the previous deployment as well.
Oh yes.
There I think you'd see like kind of like the group dynamic. I think when you go as a group, it's very important that you gel well with the people that you're with as well. So
you'll definitely get more of an idea of what we'd actually do on deployment as well. But I was getting major FOMO when I was like looking at the videos from last year, like fear of missing out, as they call it. But I think that's one of the major things that really, really, really pushed me to kind of book my annual leave first thing.
First thing.
Non-negotiable.
Hey, deployment has to be done.
Exactly.
No, that's
the highlight of the trip was definitely the flagship project.
Aghosh. Yes.
And
tell us a little bit more about that.
It was amazing meeting the people there and having the introduction, having the full presentation, meeting Colonel Mubashir, who gave the full introduction, who gave such a comprehensive overview of every single little aspect that you can think of.
Yeah.
From the care of the orphans to what they do past, once they've graduated and moved on to university. Every single little aspect, to the point where the care of these kids is so homely. It feels like they're being in their own home. They're given pocket money.
Really?
Yes. And they can spend it in a subsidized cafe as well, which is really nice. It makes the kids, it doesn't make them feel kind of separate or any less than any other child.
Exactly.
Because the grammar school, it's not just the Aghoshians, as I call them. It's not just the Aghoshians that attend the grammar school.
Okay.
We get children from all
So it's
backgrounds.
open to the general public as well.
Yes.
Okay.
For the grammar school. When I did actually go and visit, there was a separate section that was opened up for the young girls, for the youngsters. We're talking 3 to 6 year olds. And I think when I went there, it was on the second day of it being opened. They hadn't officially opened their doors, but they'd already welcomed in 18 young girls with a capacity of 32. Meeting the staff there and seeing the facilities. This was newly refurbished facilities. Everything was beyond what you can imagine, beyond like 5-star facilities, especially for these young girls. You can tell they were really happy. At that stage, they were still unpacking and still getting the grips to everything, but it was incredible. I think that was my highlight of the tour, seeing not only seeing all the other Aghoshians, but seeing in particular how these younger girls were cared for in a separate environment, which was catered specifically to their needs. Their psychological needs are met, which is such an important aspect. I was just asked this question last week, actually, when somebody was asking about my trip. So because you get children from all sorts of backgrounds, they come from so many different situations, and the things that a lot of the children go through, it can have that effect, which does require some maybe psychological intervention. But every single child is cared for in every single aspect. And I do mean, like, a psychologist will be there. They'll have doctors. They've got an infirmary, the facilities, like I've mentioned, every single aspect that you can think of for as a parent would care for their child. It was beyond that. So there's no full engagement. There was one part, actually, when we went to go visit the young girls whilst they were in their classes.
Yes.
There was another sister that joined me who lives in Lahore.
Okay.
Minal, she's a wonderful, beautiful character.
Yes.
She got along so well with the orphans as well. But that was the best part. We didn't want to leave. I made a TikTok about this. We didn't want to leave. We just wanted to interact. We just wanted to play with them,
spend time with the children.
Exactly.
Yes.
They wanted to play with us. And one of the most heartwarming things, when we were having dinner with these children, they remembered everyone from last year.
Really?
They remembered everyone. They remembered them by name.
The previous deployees.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys. So these children, they're looking really forward to seeing them again this year. So we'll be awaiting their sign-ups. But inshallah, you can see the impact that it's had on these children. Spending that much time with them, they'll have guests coming and in and out all
Of
the time,
course,
but
yeah.
spending that quality time. Donations mean a huge thing, but quality time is so important these days. So when you're able to donate your time, I find that is sometimes way more valuable.
Of course. I mean, it's like as with your own children as well. You don't just pay for their utilities and their clothes and that.
Exactly.
No, there's another aspect to it as well. You need to spend time with your children. You need to have fun. You need to sometimes be strict with them. You have to go through the entire process.
Exactly.
So these are children that you are supporting as well. So why not go there and see exactly how they're living, what their circumstances are, do they need anything? You have every right to. You've been supporting them. Some people have been supporting from the start.
Exactly.
So why not? That's the exact person.
They're our children. They're
Yes,
our children.
you have to treat it as such as well.
Yeah.
And when you go there, definitely you should put your hand on their head as well and say, you know, that we're here. And definitely for them, of course, there's no you can't replace not
Yeah.
having a parent.
That's what one of the beauty actually is. Just I was just reminded of a point whilst I was there. The staff would refer to them as "Hamare bache," our children. They're our children,
That's
and they knew
cute.
them by names. Like a child would be running across a corridor, like running to their classes and things like that. They would be addressed by their names. There's more than 260 children in the Aghosh orphan care home at the moment.
Yes.
And this will be expanded with the new project as well, the large complex as well, which is underway.
Yes.
But knowing every single child by name, that is really impressive.
And that's
like
how it should
my
be.
mom only has 4 children, and she forgets our names sometimes. But you truly feel, you know, when you say "Hamare bache," you truly feel that they actually mean it with the way they're addressed and the way the respect that they're given.
Okay, so I guess that goes towards the mothers as well. Definitely credit goes to them. Do you want to speak a little bit about the mothers that are there within that facility? So they have their own story as well, I'm assuming.
They all have their own stories. I wish I had more time to spend with them. I'm not going to lie, but there was one young mother that really stood out to me in particular. She actually was in the care home herself. I can't remember what age she joined, but she kind of went through the whole process herself.
Okay.
She then graduated. She went on to go to Minhaj University. She graduated from there. And when it was time to look for a job, and she was thinking very carefully about this, and she came back to the care home and she says, "I want to work here as a mother."
MashaAllah.
So I understand what goes into it. And
Exactly.
this is
Who
my
better than her to
Exactly.
take part in this? Yes.
She knows better than anyone else what those children will. She's younger than me, mashallah, but she understands better what care she can provide to these children than anyone else.
No.
I think that was the one story that stuck out to me the most. And it was, again, a really hard one. Like you said, we're not only supporting these children, we're supporting these women and empowering them to.
It's not as if they go through Aghosh and that's it, and you've just supported them up to that point, and we do hands up. No. The work that we do, we try to make it as sustainable as possible. So at the end of their education, we ensure that they are given the opportunity to go through to university, especially Minhaj University Lahore, which is another brilliant project that's based in Lahore. I would recommend all to go and have a look at that as well. So we help provide these children with jobs as well. We even support them with their marriages as well. So I'm sure you must have heard of the collective marriages.
The collective marriages, yes. Again, another wonderful initiative where Minhaj Welfare Foundation are fully supporting the women and the men through their marriages, and supporting them to set up and start their lives in every aspect that you can think of. And it's not a project that's very commonly thought. It's not an aspect of your life that is commonly thought of. It doesn't just stop at the orphan care. It goes way beyond that, exactly like you said. Again, which is incredible to see when you get really into it. You realize there's so many different branches, there's so many different aspects, and every single thing has been thought of to literally the color of the walls.
Oh wow.
So
and I guess that goes to the amount of time that this project has been up and active as well. So 2024 is the 35th year anniversary of Minhaj Welfare Foundation, and next year, inshallah, will be the 20th year anniversary for Aghosh. So that just shows the the development as well. I'm sure maybe at the start it wasn't as advanced. They weren't choosing the colors. They probably but it just shows the development, and that we're at that stage now where we can build towards a much larger complex, which inshallah I'm sure all those who are listening, our UK forums, they would love to support, and they have been supporting as well. It's not as if they haven't. Okay, so do you want to let us know, Maryam, how people can sign up for this deployment, or where they can find out some further information?
Oh, definitely. Any social media page, but the main page that you want to go on is minhajwelfare.org /project impact. That's where you're going to find all the information. You'll find the brochure, any FAQs. But if you do have any further questions, there's an email address. You can contact us. We're open to answer any questions, even if you need help. If you really want to sign up, you need help with fundraising. We've got people signed up, like we said, from Europe to US and everywhere in between. So we would love to take more people, and it's such an important opportunity. Social media, we've got the websites. You can see our videos that we've been posting and sharing. You can have a look at the previous deployment videos just to give you an exact idea of what will be happening. There's a brochure, and it's even got like a breakdown, the itinerary. It explains a bit more about Pakistan, the culture, what you can expect, the weather. Again, so if you, like I said, we're going to go and explore the culture as well, which will be a nice opportunity for some people, especially if you've never visited Pakistan before.
You've not visited, or you've had that disconnect with Pakistan. It's good, to help rebuild that connection. So no, that's thank you very much, Maryam, for the information. We're just going to go on a short break, and we'll be back for the next segment. Thank you.
पानी के बगैर जिंदगी का तसव्वुर नामुमकिन है। दुनिया भर में तकरीबन 2 अरब से ज्यादा लोग ऐसे हैं जिनको पीने का साफ और महफूज पानी मुयस्सर नहीं। रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल के साथ साथ पीने के लिए इन्हें आलूदा पानी पर इन्हिसार करना पड़ता है, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे या बड़े सब मुख्तलिफ बीमारियों का शिकार हो जाते हैं, जो अक्सर जानलेवा साबित होती हैं। इस रमजान मुबारक मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन की वाटर फॉर ऑल अपील का हिस्सा बनिए। आप सिर्फ 180 पाउंड से एक छोटा हैंडपंप नस्ब कर सकते हैं, जो 15 खानदानों को साफ पानी उनकी दहलीज पर मुहैया करते हैं। नस्बशुदा हैंडपंप की रिपोर्ट और दीगर तफसीलात डोनर को मुहैया कर दी जाती हैं, ताकि वो जान सके कि उनकी अमानत हकदारों तक मुहैया कर दी गई है। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को अपनी ज़कात, सदका या खैराती अतियात देने के लिए अपने मकामी MWF ऑफिस 12 कार रोड, नेल्सन, BB9 7JS तशरीफ लाएं। हमें 01282 723 455 पर कॉल करें या हमारी वेबसाइट www.minhajwelfare.org पर देखें। ताज़ा तरीन वीडियोस और अपडेट्स के लिए फेसबुक, Instagram और Twitter पर जुड़े रहें।
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
Minhaj Sisters UK are proud to host their biannual retreat Al Tazkiyah 2024 from the 15th of November to the 17th of November. This year, the retreat will take place in Yarnfield Training and Conference Centre at Stoke-on-Trent. We are pleased to announce that we will be joined by Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri, President of Minhaj Women League UK, who will be our special guest for 3 days. Join us for an inspirational and fun-packed weekend. To find out more, please visit our website www.altazkiyah.com.
With UK Export Finance, I'm fulfilling more export orders from around the world with working capital support.
Export insurance means I'll get paid when exporting to challenging markets.
At UK Export Finance, we believe no viable UK export should fail for lack of finance or insurance. Between 2022 and 2023, we provided £6.5 billion of government-backed trade finance to support UK exports. Learn how we could help you win export contracts, fulfill orders, and get paid. Search UK Export Finance today.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively, call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. You are listening to Project Impact on Revive FM 94.0 and Minhaj Welfare Foundation. A very big thank you to Revive FM 94.0 for allowing us to host on their platform, a local community radio show based in Newham for the local people. And we have here Maryam Khan with us. And yes, Maryam, she's, mashallah, she's very talented.
I'm a talented fashion expert.
Yes, so we've
Apologies for this.
It's just come to our knowledge that it just shows up under Maryam Khan that she's a fashion expert. She is. There's no
You can
doubt
still
in that.
contact me at Project Impact for any fashion advice.
What should we wear on deployment?
White hijabs are in at the moment, guys.
No, that's great. So, yeah, so that's fine. So, thank you so much for your explanations and detailing your trip to Lahore, Maryam. I think it's been wonderful. And to be honest, you've sold me. That might have been the toughest task. So I just have some further questions. I've had a few people message me. They want to find out a little bit more on how the trip will be.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask some questions to yourself. Hopefully you can provide some answers to the people that are listening. So a lot of questions are related to the dates, actually. So can you provide us for the dates for the upcoming deployment?
So this year it will run from the 26th of October till the 1st of November.
Okay.
Now, I know for most schools, actually, this falls in half-term holidays.
Yes.
So it works out perfectly. We've got a few people that it works perfectly for, especially if you work as a teacher. So I guess the dates are kind of nice. It's only for 1 week. It's nice, sweet and short, but we still get to experience the culture a little bit as well.
Okay. So the concept for this deployment is that we fundraise. Can you let us know what project we're fundraising for?
We are funding for the new Aghosh orphan care complex.
Okay. And if you can just give us an idea of is there a target? We have to raise that amount. And is there any other fees related to that?
So there is a £5,000 fundraising target. I know this sounds a bit daunting.
Okay.
But we do provide support, and I will be fundraising as well. So I've already thought of ways that I can fundraise.
Okay.
I will be doing a bake sale. I'll be doing also. I was actually thinking of doing another skydive to fundraise, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
So I might ask my dad for permission this time before I do it.
You're going to need that.
But yeah, we do provide the support wherever it's needed. So if you have any ideas that you want help to bring to life, then we can definitely support in that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
There is a registration fee associated with it as well. And there is only 6 days left actually for the early bird. So if you do register before the 31st of May, it is £800, and that is inclusive of flights, hotels, meals, transport. It's like an all-inclusive holiday.
Oh,
the best way to put it.
Okay.
If you do register after the 31st of May, it will be £1,000. So you can save a nice £200 there. which you can then spend in the markets
Pakistan.
of Lahore.
No.
There will be time for shopping as well for ladies that are interested.
No, that's very important.
Very important.
It's good that that's factored in, hey, by our
Yeah.
fashion expert here.
Exactly, fashion expert. But if you are interested, I would recommend to register before the 31st of May just to get the kind of
be eligible for the early bird discount.
Yeah, just to be eligible for the early bird discount.
Okay.
And then even if you change your mind later on, then you still have the option to opt out. That's not an issue. But as long as you get the discount, guys.
Definitely register your interest. Go to minhajwelfare.org/project impact. If you scroll down, you can have a look at our registration form. If you have any questions, queries, or concerns, you can email us at projectimpact@minhajwelfare.org, or you can call us on 0300 30 30 777, and we'll put you through to our fashion expert, Maryam Khan.
If you do want to actually register without the flight, so I know a lot of people, if you go on a trip to Pakistan, especially those that go fairly regularly, you want to go visit family that live in different areas, you can do so. All you'd have to do is pay the £200 registration fee, which will cover everything else.
Okay.
Which I think is a nice deal.
No, that is. Yeah, no, of course. It's very difficult to coordinate everyone's travel as well.
Exactly.
I'm sure there'll be certain people that want to come a little before or stay a little after. So no, that's good that you are coordinating that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, Maryam, is this deployment based entirely in Lahore, or where else are you taking us?
Oh, good question. This year is based purely in Lahore, just because we don't want to make people too tired.
Yes.
But if you had the opportunity to travel around Pakistan, I would highly recommend it. But we've got so many projects just purely in Lahore that it'll take at least 3 days just to fully tour them. We're not going to go put everyone through a 3-day tour.
Okay.
But I feel like staying in it allows you to build a better connection with the children than there. Like I mentioned before as well, they appreciate the time more than anything.
Of course. No, we want to definitely maximize that. So just a concern that people may have, is it for those who are coming after a long time or who've probably never gone to Pakistan, is it safe to travel within Pakistan?
It's safe.
Okay.
As long as you stay within the group. Obviously, there's a safety concern no matter where you travel, as long as you're responsible,
of course,
as long as you're aware of everything and your surroundings around you. But we will always be continuing to assess the situation on the ground, and if there is a reason, if there's a cause for concern, we will highlight and address that as well. But we will be together. We will be in safe environments and protected environments. So, aunties, if you're worried about your daughters or sons, I recommend you should come too.
No, that's a good way around. Invite them as well. Give them
that
as well.
You can keep a very close eye on them.
No, why not? This opportunity is for everyone as well. Whoever wants to take advantage to make use of this opportunity, who knows, the next deployment might be in another year's time. So you should definitely utilize this opportunity. And definitely from the previous deployees, whoever I've spoken to, even my colleague Avas, who led the first deployment, it's a life-changing experience in whatever regard that you're in. So, and deployments, they're not a new concept, but for Minhaj Welfare Foundation, this will be the second tour that we're taking. And inshallah, we will continue on with this. We'll branch out to maybe even other countries. We'll see where this project impact can take us.
You can make an impact anywhere across the world.
Anywhere. Why not?
We definitely need people to be interested. We need volunteers at all times for any projects all across the UK, and even for general fundraising. Not even if you feel like you can't join this year, you can still have the opportunity to fundraise and get involved in any other way. Become a champion of Minhaj Welfare Foundation.
No, definitely. And I think just from that, just something that's come to mind, we had a recent fundraising events for our Hope for Palestine campaign.
Oh yeah.
And there was one event that we went to. It was a really cute little thing where fundraising, Adnan Sahel, he's up on stage. I think probably the target was probably like £500 at that time. And we had some children come up and they donated their pocket money. And I thought that was so beautiful. And I think it's very important that we instill that habit of giving and charity at a young age. Like those
especially when you're young, like that's a huge amount of money, and
amazing,
it means so much for when you're a child. But being able to donate that,
like they are the future champions, they are the future volunteers, they're the future of Minhaj Welfare Foundation. I definitely say that. So no, it's beautiful that those are the people we want to take on deployment in 20 years time, Maryam, when you're taking the 20 years tour.
20 years
you're going to take those children, and I think that's beautiful. For example, yourself, you went on a tour how many years ago, and now you're leading this tour.
I know,
it constantly
full
kind
circle.
of evolves, and as it should as well. No, so that's just something that I remembered from our recent fundraising efforts. And yes, there's no limit to activities here at Minhaj Welfare Foundation. We have our summer activities lined up. We're looking to host some challenges, maybe a skydive as well.
Maybe a skydive.
Maybe due to popular demand by our fashion expert. We might have to, hey? I think we do that annually anyway. We might, we'll be looking to do a hike as well, Mount Snowdon. So inshallah, do keep updated, follow us on social media, and you can keep updated with our current campaigns, current activities as well, because for the youth I think it's a great engagement activity as well.
Oh yes, definitely.
Maybe for our seniors, they just give with their eyes closed. But you have to adapt to the market that you're in. And I've seen, the current youth, they want to be involved physically. They want to either commit their time, volunteer. And if you do want to volunteer, you can have a look at our volunteering page, minhajwelfare.org/volunteering. You can sign up to become a volunteer, sign up to become a Minhaj Welfare Foundation champion. We don't like to use the term volunteer here. We like to use the term champion, because through the network of volunteers that we have, we've been able to do so much. And I think I have one great volunteer sitting across me. Champion. She's doing this on a volunteer capacity. I think that's absolutely amazing, and it shows just the commitment of the people within the network that we have. And I think they should be championed. They should be applauded as well for their efforts.
You remind me of my summers when I was in university, because we were off for the summers as well. I would attend Eid festivals. I would attend anything, hold a stall. So do henna, face paint, cupcakes, the full works, and all those efforts would be for Minhaj Welfare Foundation. I remember at the time, if there's any project that, particularly kind of I was drawn to, and I really wanted to fundraise for that project. I would put in the effort, put in the work. I'd have the motivation. I remember there was one Eid, and if anyone's familiar with like the Eid Jan Raat events, especially in Bradford, there's always a bit of competition between the Mehndi artists. But whenever I had my little stall, I always had like an MWF bucket, sat right next to us, and I said, "Look, I'm not keeping any of the money. Just pop your whatever you want to pay, you pop it into the bucket." And I took maybe a little bit of business away from the henna artist, but
no, but all for a great cause.
All for a great cause.
Your efforts most definitely are appreciated.
It's all those little efforts that build up, that add up.
No, definitely.
But those are the things that used to make me happy, and I was like, this is it. MWF is it for me. It makes me happy.
No, that's good. That's awesome. This has been a wonderful conversation, Maryam. Thank you so much for coming down all the way from Bradford.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's not a problem. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been wonderful finding a little bit more about this deployment project impact that will be the 26th
of October
to the 1st of November.
1st of November,
inshallah. I would definitely recommend all those to register at minhajwelfare.org/project impact. If you're unsure, just drop us an email. I would even just encourage you to register anyway.
Just register
your details, and
get the discount.
Maryam will be in touch. Yeah, definitely. Even if you're unsure, you'll be eligible for the discount, and inshallah we can pick it up from there. Any last words, Maryam?
Sign up. That's what I'm going to say.
Sign up.
It's such a wonderful opportunity, and I'll just encourage everyone. That's literally my final words. Sign up.
No.
Register now.
Register now. No, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Maryam. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
speaking to yourself. And thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you for your comments, for your kind words. And inshallah, we'll catch you later. Thank you so much. Assalamu
Thank
alaikum.
you. Well,
Minhaj Sisters UK are proud to host their biannual retreat Al Tazkiyah 2024 from the 15th of November to the 17th of November. This year, the retreat will take place in Yarnfield Training and Conference Centre at Stoke-on-Trent. We are pleased to announce that we will be joined by Dr. Ghazala Hassan Qadri, President of Minhaj